wonderful, relaxed, and rejuvenated weekend. I'm just wanting to catch up with something that's going on in California out on the West Coast. They said that Napa Valley is burning right now. It said so far 4,000 acres has burned out in California, Napa Valley, California. And yeah, this is wildfire season. So they said they evacuated some towns out there. The Picket Fire, something I think the fire is called. Also, we was talking about this yesterday. Me and somebody was talking about the illegal alien truck driver who had killed some people, committed a vehicular homicide. He was an illegal, didn't know how to speak English, and he ended up killing 3 people in a homicide, vehicular homicide. He's an illegal alien truck driver, killed some people over here, and then I think he tried to go back to Mexico where he come from. And so Trump's people, the Department of Justice, sent his boys down there and got him and apprehended him, and they're extraditing him, or I think they've already extradited him back over here to face those homicide charges. And then he left the scene of the accident. So, and then, if I'm not mistaken, they said he did something else. But anyway, this is what I was telling y'all about a few months ago. When I said those people come over here illegally and undocumented, and they commit crimes, and then they go back home. See, while y'all talking about dictatorship and all this stuff, no. What Trump is doing had to be done, because the do-nothing Democrats, there's a reason why they are called the do-nothing Democrats, is because they let this stuff get out of control like this. And so that's why you got, matter of fact, what do they do? What happened? I haven't kept up with that illegal that set that woman on fire on the subway. What's happening with him? We heard nothing else about him. He got drunk, staying in a homeless shelter in New York, or one of them 5-star hotels that they put all those illegals up in New York City. Got drunk, filmed himself, or somebody filmed him right before he poured liquor, alcohol, all over this lady, homeless white lady who was asleep on the subway. times. The presidency, pretty much. The president, Trump is going to be like the Pope is considered the king of Rome. Trump is pretty much going to be the king of D.C., pretty much. That's pretty much what that is. Since they said that he is going to completely federalize Washington, D.C. at this point. Then Trump has also said he's going to deploy troops, federal troops in Chicago. Now they said they just deployed 1,700 troops to different states. I don't know what states there are, about 7 states. They said they sent 1,700 National Guard troops to those states to bring that crime under control. Like I told y'all, I do not blame, and the troops are armed now. They said those troops have the right to be armed. So I'm not, and Trump has said he might declare martial law. I am not against that, because the do-nothing Democrats have brought us to this point, because they did nothing but run their mouths and give lip service and sell you a bunch of hopes and dreams and a bad bill of goods, and they have gotten us to this point with this whole illegal alien invasion, with the whole opioid epidemic, with the fentanyl, all of it. They have gotten us to this point. I don't think I'm supposed to get off on this. I'm not supposed to get back. No, I'm on Parvin. So do I go? I don't see the World's a Fun roller coasters. Where are the roller coasters? I think I might have to go this way. I'm on Parvin Road. But anyway, they're talking about Trump is going to. They said, he's only doing this to black cities. He ain't doing it to all the other cities. No, he's doing it to wherever there is a heavy crime problem. He needs to do it in LA. Well, he already got him in LA. He needs to do it in Chicago, DC, St. Louis. Kansas City is pretty bad too, but not as bad as them other cities. But I say, if I'm Trump's advisor, and I say, Mr. President, if you're gonna deploy National Guards, Trump, you ought to give me a free car or something, or a grant or something, since I'm giving you this free game, because I know you are listening. I know you're watching this, or you got people watching this. But if you're gonna do that, if I was your key advisor, I would say deploy them, go down to FBI's top 10 worst cities when it comes to crime and the opioid epidemic, and I would probably deploy about maybe like 1,000 in each city, each major city that has a very high crime rate and illegal alien and opioid epidemic rate. I'll probably deploy like 1,000 troops in those cities. Would 1,000 be enough? Well, you just got to go by the population of the cities, but that's what I would do. I'm going to get a handle on this. The immigrants, not the immigrants, the illegals. There's a difference between an immigrant who came over here lawfully and an illegal alien who came over here criminally. But anyway, like I said, go down the list, and all the top 10 cities where there is rampant crime, illegal alien invasions, human trafficking, human smuggling, and homicides and opioid overdoses. I would deploy National Guard troops to those cities, those major cities, and because I don't think that that's drastic. Well, it's drastic, but it's something that is necessary and that it needs to be done. And I think Trump's legacy, if he wants to go down, that could be something that he could have a part presidential legacy that he got all this crime under control. Because if you think about it, Japan and well, China and all those big cities, like that Tokyo, do they have all the crime like we have in America? Do they have serious crime like that like we do here? I don't think so. And like I said, they better not act a fool up there where Kim Jong-un is. And y'all see what he does. He does not play with his citizens. Wait a minute, I think I need to be going south, and I think I'm going north. Kim Jong-un don't play with his citizens. Y'all bet they step out of pocket, they mess around and lose their life. But so they said get ready because Trump is going to deploy. He's about to deploy National Guard troops in major cities with all of these crime epidemics. He said he's going to start with Chicago because them illegals is. But then again, they got them pretty bad in Aurora, and Aurora is not a major city. But he said he's going to start in Chicago because they dumped a lot of them illegals up there in Chicago from the southern cities. Since Chicago is a sanctuary city, a lot of those Republican governors said, well, since y'all want them, y'all can take them. And he dumped them up in Chicago, and I think they dumped them in Denver and New York. Trump definitely got to send troops to New York. You definitely, and as a matter of fact, send 2,000 troops to New York because they are out of control up there. But what am I on? I'm on Parvin and something. But that's what's happening, y'all, and it's like, oh, it's gonna be a police state. Trump is gonna make America into a police state, a police country. But hey, look, he has to do it. It's got to be done. And like we kept telling you guys, you have to consider that this is going to be a totally different world from what is happening now. It's going to be a totally different world. So it's 5400 part. So world funds up here. It's going to be a totally different world, and you're going to have to adjust your life to this new world order. It's going to be a new world order. So get used to it. I think World Funds on 48th and Park. Get used to it, people. That's just the way it is. It's going to be a new world order. And they're ushering in the beast system, the digital currency, with all this crypto and Bitcoin and all that stuff. All these celebrities and stuff trying to push this and push and promote this Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and all this stuff. And then it's just moving toward the beast system. After a while, even with cell phones. Cell phones, I see now, are going to be obsolete. You are going to probably be making phone calls through your tablets now. I do that already. All of my calls are through my tablet. I don't have a cell phone anymore. I have a Google Voice number and my tablet. I don't have a cell phone, baby. And when Elon Musk, like I told y'all, when he get that Starlink up and popping, that's going to put all the cell phone companies out of business anyway. Elon, you need to give me a Model Y, because I'm going to give you a suggestion now. Just eliminate cell phones altogether and allow for people to have tablets with Starlink to where they can take their internet mobile, have their tablets serve as hotspots and mobile internet, to where people can take their internet mobile, make their internet mobile, take it wherever they want. So then you don't need a cell phone anymore. I want a Model Y red, Elon. But I'm just acting silly. No, I'm not. Yeah, but that's what. And then, like I told y'all about the homeless encampments and stuff, Trump was not wrong on that, because he's got to get rid of the encampments, because it's a lot of crime and stuff that goes on in those encampments. And until he does, um, he has a very good idea about that, and requiring them to go to treatment facilities or either face arrest if they're going to be out here. Um, think they're going to be out on the street panhandling, begging people for money, and then you're not going to be able to panhandle and beg for money anyway, because a lot of people don't even carry cash anymore. So that's going to not be an issue. But then it just, it stops them from loitering. And like you said, like I said before, the mentally ill homeless people, they are very aggressive. I almost had to shoot a homeless man last week, because he was so aggressive. He's on a bike too. He's on I was at the Church's Chicken. I almost had to shoot one because he got real aggressive with me and another couple, Caucasian couple. And he got out. The lady that went in and got her food at Church's Chicken. And the man asked him for some money, and she said no. And he got real belligerent with them. But he got belligerent with me and cussed me out before they had pulled up. And so he got behind the lady. And the man told him, the man was still sitting in the car, the man told him to get away from his woman. And he started cussing him, F you, and then he gonna pull up his shirt. When I jumped out the car, I said, oh, hold on now. I jumped out with my Glock. I said, you better leave her alone. I told him, I will blow your head off. I'm about to start busting you. I told him, I'm gonna bust you in your head if you don't get on somewhere, because you done too much. Ain't nobody got to give you no money. But I almost shot him. And he didn't care about dying. He was crazy. Because the crisis center, it was the Church's Chicken on 12th in Brooklyn. And the crisis center that I used to drop people off at this crisis center is right on the corner, catty corner to the Church's Chicken on 12th and Prospect. And they take them there. I used to take them there, my clients, when I worked with that population. That's why I told y'all I don't want to work with that population anymore, because I'm burnt out. But a lot of them, they be homeless, they don't have nowhere to go, they be strung out on drugs real bad, have mental health problems and stuff, and so they go and they detox for 23 hours in that crisis center that sits right where that Church's Chicken is. And once, that 23 hours is up, they got to get out of there. So they go back on the street, and they don't have nowhere to go, they don't have any money, and so that's when they start going and standing loitering in front of the Church's Chicken and bothering people for money. So this guy in particular, he must have got out of that crisis center. He's on a bike or whatever, but he got out of that crisis center or something. He was on that corner, and he's very aggressive, begging for money. And he got really, really belligerent and combative with me and this other white couple. But when he got out there and he started approaching that lady, that's when I had to jump out with my Glock. And I was like, Nick, I told him, if you don't leave people alone, because they said he's even cussing out the people at the Church's Chicken workers. He's cussing them out. They all foreigners, Mexican, Hispanic ladies. They can barely speak English, and he's in there cussing them out and stuff. I told him, you don't get your you-know-what away from here. I really was. I lost it, because I was about to empty my clip in him. But anyway, something needs to be done about that. Trump is right. I have no disagreements with that. It's only when those police start overstepping their boundaries and abusing their authority, that's when the problem arises. But because the federal police force is so diverse, and then with federal officers, they got more to lose than these local police, the local police forces. They can get in a world of trouble at the federal level, and I don't think that they were willing to risk those good jobs, those good federal jobs that will go with them wherever they go, the federal benefits, and just their federal law enforcement career by risking getting in trouble like that. And I'm quite sure there's going to be body cams and all kinds of things that they're going to be required to have with them. So, yeah. But something about this crime has to be, put under control, because we got this invasion of millions and millions of illegals in this country, and nothing is being done about it. And so, like I said, something drastic. The Democrats did nothing about it. That's why they lost all of their votes. The Democrats did, because they just sit back and give you all this word salad and lip service and all these broken promises, and they maintain the status quo to the point where first they lost the African American vote, and they just people are on to the Democrats now. They don't do anything. They run their mouth. They're very performative. It's all performative political theater with the Democrats at this point. And I said their strongest hope, or their strongest candidate for any type of run for the presidency to be successful would be Gavin Newsom. He's about the only one. Other than that, don't nobody care about no Democrats right now. They don't have any power. So, what else? That's about it. But let me go on in here. This Saturday, so I'm like 21 minutes. Let me go on in here, y'all. I will be back. I gotta make a run right quick.